If you haven't already, be sure to hit that big red button right below me to subscribe to the best and highest quality Miami Dolphins news on YouTube. Of course, I'm talking about Miami Dolphins Today. It's 100% free. And hey, more subs equal more videos. And I know there's not enough quality content when it comes to Miami Dolphins on the internet. So be sure to hit that sub button to stay in the know. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome into Miami Dolphins Today. I am your host, RC Maxfield, and it is here. We have football and not that training camp stuff where they're wearing shirts and red jerseys. We're actually getting to see the real thing. And up in Soldier Field, the Miami Dolphins took up against the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields in his debut. And hey, it didn't go the Dolphins' way, but I think if you're looking at the positives here, the Miami Dolphins played a lot better than the Chicago Bears did in the first half when the starters were playing, and I think that's really what you need to look at here. Just looking at the stats from Tua Tagovailoa, he went 8 for 11, 99 yards with no TDs, but he did have an interception, one critically awful throw into the end zone into Adam Shaheen, but threw it into double coverage to ruin a red zone opportunity. Mike Gesicki, not even a week after being activated off of the reserve COVID list, came in and had a monster game, 2 catches for 56 yards. Now, Jaylen Waddle, in his debut, didn't have a catch, but it was awesome to see him out there in terms of just being closer to 100%, and you could tell that the Chicago Bears made him a point of emphasis, especially without the other 4 receivers that will most likely be around him to start the season. On the Bears side, Justin Fields, well, he balled out in his opening debut as a professional. He had 2 total touchdowns, ran one in from a little ways away, and then he also threw a 30-yard bomb to Jesse James to get Chicago in the lead. But, hey, how you feeling? That's what I want to know. Your one-word reaction to having Miami Dolphins football back. I tell you what, damn it, I am excited as hell to have football back because, man, it is fun watching Tua. That was the biggest takeaway from me today was Tua looked phenomenal. Now, he did have that one bad throw, as I mentioned, that resulted in the interception. But in preseason week 1, behind an offensive line that, at least on the left side, behind Jackson and Kinley, struggled a bit, I think that Tua probably had the best case scenario here. And now they did stall a couple of times when it came to drives and ending up in field goals, but overall I thought Tua was making some sensational throws, especially outside the numbers. There was at one point a throw that he had outside the numbers that was an absolute dot. Unfortunately, it was dropped, but Tua Tagovailoa looked absolutely great. Now, when you put the numbers next to Justin Fields, who again was making his professional debut with the Chicago Bears, they probably don't pop as much on paper, but Justin Fields did also get to play a few more drives than Tua Tagovailoa. Justin Fields ended up with 14 completions on 20 attempts, 142 yards, 2 total TDs. I did mention he ran one in, but I thought Tua, just from a sheer passing perspective, looked leaps and bounds better. His footwork was phenomenal, and really I thought it was just a positive to see him healthy going into the preseason and coming out of a game healthy as well. And he didn't target Jaylen Waddle, but overall, I thought he was hitting his wide receivers in stride and really was going through his reads at a high rate. But let's go back to school on this one. Grade Tua's performance for me. Is it an A, B, C, D, or F? Now, before that interception, I probably would have gone with an A, but he did throw a pick in the red zone, so I don't think there's any way you can give an A there. So I'll go with a B, a solid B, not a B minus, not a B plus. Overall, I thought it was a really good performance from Tua because overall, he looked good, right? I mean, that's just what this comes down to, and you want to see the positives in this. The Miami Dolphins played better than the Chicago Bears when the starters for both teams were on the field, and Tua looked absolutely great when he was on the field. And all things considered, he didn't even have 3 of his top 4 receivers in Devontae Parker, Albert Wilson, or Will Fuller. The only starting receiver on the field for him today was Jaylen Waddle. Got to shout out today's sponsor of the video. It is Magic Spoon. Of course, you got to head on over to magicspoon.com/Dolphins and use the promo code Dolphins to get $5 off your first order. Let me tell you this. I don't know if there's a better cereal out there. You know what? I don't know. I do know. There is not a better cereal out there right now on the market. 0 grams of sugar per serving, 4 net carbs, and then 13 grams of protein. I mean, you get that kid-like cereal without the bad things for you, right? I mean, I know that I am one of those people late at night that loves to have a bowl of cereal. Well, I'm lying to you. I don't love to have a bowl of cereal. I love to have 2 bowls of cereal. And Magic Spoon right here, they just changed the game. I don't feel guilty about eating that late night bowl of cereal, or as I mentioned, maybe 2. This is the product for you if you love cereal and you don't want all the bad things that come along with it. Again, head over to magicspoon.com/Dolphins. Use the promo code Dolphins to get $5 off your first order. Moving on to talk about Jaylen Waddle. Again, the hype continues to build, and before you say it, RC, he didn't have a damn catch in this game. Well, he was on the field, and that's more than you can say about the other 3 starting wide receivers that go along with him. And let me just say this, just watching Jaylen Waddle in and out of his cuts was something that I really wanted to see outside of training camp, right? And we've heard rumors he's getting closer to 100%, which is obviously an ideal situation going into week 1 of the regular season. But I thought he looked damn near 100%, honestly. He wasn't exactly there, but he had cuts. And the greatest thing about Jaylen Waddle in terms of his performance today, yes, he had no catches, he had no targets, but you could tell that the Chicago Bears made it a point of emphasis to take Jaylen Waddle away from Tua Tagovailoa, because let's face it, that Alabama connection is 100% real, and I expect Jaylen Waddle to have a very good season. Obviously, the debut and the preseason didn't go according to plan in terms of receptions and then yardage, but he looked good in terms of cutting and going in and out of his breaks, which is, I think, the most important aspect of Jaylen Waddle's game right now. But hey, will Jaylen Waddle be the best Dolphins wide receiver this season? I know I've asked you guys this in previous videos, or a question close to it, but I'm continue to answer this in terms of yes right now, just because I think that Alabama connection is real. Devontae Parker has injury history. Will Fuller, we know about that, plus he's not going to be there in week 1. Albert Wilson also coming off a hip injury and then just being out last season due to COVID. I'm curious to see how he bounces back, obviously having a great training camp, but when you draft a guy in the top 10 like you did with Jaylen Waddle, I expect him to come out and have a rookie season that's memorable. Maybe not a Justin Jefferson 1,400-yard type season, but I do expect him to elevate his game and be a guy that Tua goes to early and often. So be sure to type Y for yes or N for no and let me know down in the comments, guys. And hey, if you didn't listen to me the first time when we started this video, you should now. Go hit that big red button right below me and subscribe to Miami Dolphins Today. This is your one-stop shop for everything Miami Dolphins news and rumors. We've got daily videos coming out to you all the time, and the bosses have told me here, hey, more subs, more videos. You want more Miami Dolphins content? Hit that big red button so we can give you those videos, and they'll get off my case about it. All right, we're trying to get to 17,000 subscribers as quick as possible. The easiest way to do that, y'all tell your friends, hit that big red button, and then share the videos as well. We really appreciate it. Again, hit that big red button for Miami Dolphins Today. Last player I wanted to talk about before we get up on out of here was Mike Gesicki. This kind of surprised me in terms of him actually playing in preseason week 1 against the Bears, because remember, he was just coming off of the COVID IR list, right? I mean, in this sense where he was coming in, didn't know if he would play, only got a couple of practices in. That reserve COVID list right there is nothing to joke about, because we've seen guys be on there for a long period of time, and Mike Gesicki was one of those guys. He was on there for 10 days, so it kind of surprised me that he actually played in preseason week 1, but he had a big 50-yard catch on an absolute dot from Tua Tagovailoa, where he made a couple guys miss after the catch and was about 6 yards away, and then the Bears unfortunately stifled that drive and forced the Miami Dolphins to kick a field goal. But overall, I love the connection that Tua Tagovailoa and Mike Gesicki have, because when it comes down to it, I think he's going to be his security blanket when this season progresses, because he's that big body, athletic tight end right there in the middle of the field, and that's where Tua loves to dink and dunk. Again, Bears win 20-13. Outcome is preseason. Who cares? The biggest thing for the Miami Dolphins, everybody is healthy. As of right now, there was a scare with Noah Igbinoghene in terms of his shoulder, maybe a head. We'll keep you updated on that in later videos when it comes down to it early in the week. But as of right now, there's no injury report on Noah, so we'll keep you up to date on that. But again, Dolphins healthy. Tua looks great going into week 2 of the preseason. I don't know what more you could ask for, so I want you to predict the score right now for preseason week 2 when the Miami Dolphins have their home opener for the preseason, and they welcome in the Atlanta Falcons, who, my goodness, they looked abysmal on Friday night against the Tennessee Titans. So let me know down in the comments below, who do you have winning that game and the score for preseason week 2 between the Falcons and the Miami Dolphins?